Bharati Foundation for giving us another opportunity to interact with the vibrant set of teachers who are coming through the teacher app. I would strongly recommend all the teachers out there to share the mobile application to as many people as possible so that you keep on getting the access to some of the fantastic resources, tools and platforms. More importantly, training programs like this free of cost, something that is very much necessary in the world of massive change, especially with respect to national education policy 2020 coming in picture. One of the core aspects of competency based education, which is kind of recommended by national education policy 2020, it's found and it's experienced that students need differentiated pedagogies. I think most of the teachers out there know जब भी कोई बच्चा हमारे कोई तरीके से अगर उसे कुछ समझ ना आए तो हम एक और तरीका अपनाते हैं, राइट? वी ट्राई टू कम अप विद डिफरेंट एग्जांपल, या फिर वो एग्जांपल को कहने का जो जरिया होता है, या फिर द मेथोडोलॉजी दैट वी अडॉप्ट टू टेल द सेम एग्जांपल, वी ट्राई टू चेंज इट. सो व्हेन वी ट्राई टू चेंज इट, आवर पर्पस इज the students get to understand. Competency based education is that particular aspect which tries to understand an individual person, and it is going to be based on individualized approach to all the children. So in fact, there is a word called a student agency. Agency wo hota hai jahan pe you are becoming the masters of your own study process, your own learning process. So that particular aspect is one of the important feature of competency based education. पर हमें कब पता चलेगा कि मुझे क्या पढ़ना है? How do I know that where is that area which I'm actually lacking? That can be found only with one method, and that's called as assessments. Now, assessments in the sense it need not be a question paper altogether, but it could also be about the study about our behavior in the past. In the last 6 months or 7 months, मेरा जो interest है ना science में बढ़ गया और maths में कम हो गया. How does a child say that? The child is able to say that because of the constant experience of science being better or maths being not that great, whatever it is, it's the observations. The accumulated data, the accumulated information gives a conclusion on what is my action item next. That is exactly what even competency based education wants. To quickly go a little off the topic and come back within 30 seconds, if a grade 7 child right now says that I have completed my mathematics of grade 7 in 3 months, I would like to go to grade 8 mathematics right now, can that child be allowed to do that? Let's come up with another scenario. एक बच्चा है जो कहता है मुझे सोशल स्टडीज ऑफ ग्रेड 7 पसंद नहीं है, या फिर मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है, मुझे और 1 साल चाहिए इसे पढ़ने के लिए. क्या मैं 2 साल ले सकता हूँ ग्रेड 7 का सोशल पढ़ने के लिए? कैन आई डू दैट? So one child is saying grade 3, sorry, mathematics in 3 months, and I want to go to grade 8 mathematics. Another child, grade 7 ka social science in 3 months, sorry, 2 years. I don't want to go to the grade 8 social science. All these things are a bizarre, a weird, a very different kind of a scenario that we would have never come across. But according to the National Credit Framework, for the first time, this particular feature is kind of possible. A grade 7 student, if he's really talented and if he's able to prove that with assessments, of course, exam to dena hoga, that he's eligible to write the 9th standard exam or even a 10th standard exam, that particular learner or a student should be allowed to do that. So that is where credit system is coming into picture. And one important factor to measure if the students are able to understand or not, or are they really at that level, क्या वो सच में आगे जा सकता है, क्या मैं उसे परमिशन दूं, उसके लिए हमें चाहिए इंफॉर्मेशन, हमें चाहिए डेटा. Now this they analyzed, you have to see the data from multiple areas. The most common tool which you already know, you would have gone through the Microsoft Excel, which is used in the world in order to analyze data, even in an IT company, will be MS Excel. Most of the times it is Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheet. Point is, any tool of spreadsheet, you get rows and columns. Based on that, some charts are developed, and then you come to a conclusion. In today's session, we'll try to understand a little bit of how does this actually play an important role as a teacher's life. Frankly speaking, you don't have to keep a track of too many things, but let's understand how it could be done. Why? Because there is portfolio maintenance required. There is another rule called as holistic progress card, which is around 25 pages ka document, wherein every term we need to check the students. Are they really good at maths? Are they really good at discipline? Whatnot, multiple areas. So all these things comes as, brings to one point. How do I analyze data? So let us talk about assessments. Let us talk about analyzing data in today's session. And today will be marking the end of this Summerfest, this particular session, but we'll keep on getting in touch on various topics related to artificial intelligence. So here we go. I would like to share my screen and I'm going to play something really important. But before playing, let me show you something related to. Yes, Rita, ma'am, you're absolutely correct. It's kind of a very difficult task, and I'm not able to share my screen. Give me a moment. Great, it's done, and here it is. I want to show you one video, and I'm really eager to do that. But this is the quick, you know, update on the introduction that we have. Finally, yeah, here it is. In 3, 2, and 1. I'm not able to see if my screen is getting shared or not. A quick update. Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much. So great. I think it's visible, right, Devashri ma'am? Right.
Yes, sir, it is visible. Yeah.
Great. How to code like, okay, okay, okay. Here we go. So in this case, teachers, you can see that it's not moving forward. 1 second. Yeah, I think it's just a minute, ma'am. Don't mistake me. Go. Great. So teachers, you can see. So why student progress is important? We just now saw competency-based education as per NEP 2020 talks about mastery of a particular competency. Individualized learning becomes easy. I do not know how many of you are exposed to the world of homeschooling. अगर ये आपके लिए नया टॉपिक है तो मैं आपसे ये निवेदन करूंगा कि जस्ट ट्राई टू रिसर्च अबाउट होम स्कूलिंग. वहां पे बहुत कुछ इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड लर्निंग टर्मिनोलॉजी के अंदर आता है. विल टॉक अबाउट दैट इन सम अदर सेशन. Curriculum adjustments could be done based on the report. You would have heard about multiple organizations, including one famous organization that CBSE is in collaboration with, called as Education Initiatives. They also have something related to curriculum adjustments or remedial measures. There is something related to tracking, tracking the students and the teachers, keeps both educators and students alert on the larger learning outcomes and goals. It gives scope to include differentiated learning and teaching. It's a crime if a teacher is not using multiple pedagogies in the class. This is one famous dialogue said by an experienced teacher, and he's retired right now. This teacher is none other than my father. So it's really important for the teachers to make sure that the same topic is dealt in the class at least in 3 unique ways so that the larger audience is addressed. आज के टाइम पे इसे कहा जाता है multiple pedagogies or differentiated learning. So the most common way of tracking student is through the assessments. Let's go forward. Now here in this case, platforms and tools for tracking student progress, ये major बड़ा words है जो you can use it to search later. First thing is learning management system. I'll give you one quick example called as Google Classroom. You know that learning management system is that particular place where there is a tutor or a trainer or a teacher interact with interacting with the students. You remember we were discussing about resources, platforms, and tools. So this is a more like a platform in which the people get to interact with the children online over a platform. So that particular platform is called as learning management system, and very common these days. Almost all the private schools these days are trying to have it. In fact, even government has got multiple LMS, learning management system. One of the most common learning management system that the government has is the Diksha portal. Do you know Diksha portal, teachers? I hope you're all using Diksha portal, which is there, and it has got all these trainings one by one. And the teacher app by Bharti Airtel Foundation right now, the one which you're using, could also be considered under the terminology of learning management system. There are other recommended tools by the government of India like Moodle. So Ministry of Education में Moodle पर एक अलग से training भी हुआ था जहाँ पे they talk about how to use Moodle and Canvas. Then you have something called as Blackboard. Again, all these are open and free resources which allow educators to manage courses, track assignments, and monitor student performance. Google Classroom में आपने वो देखा होगा, there are certain set of marks. We'll go through Google Classroom in few minutes, and you can keep a track of what the students are doing. Then there are some data analytical tools which is related to MS Excel, Google Spreadsheet, etc. Assessment softwares like Kahoot, Quizlet, Quizzes.com, Google Forms, all these are, in fact, ClassPoint as well. Kal aapne ClassPoint bhi dekha hoga. So all these are some of the platforms which gives you a proper analysis on what that particular student has been learning for such a long time. Next comes gradebooks and progress reports, which are digital in nature. One is called as Power School, Infinite Campus. They provide a centralized location for recording grades and generating progress reports. So whatever I'm showing you right now, teachers, this is the complete open source list of materials with which you can actually do some tracking and looking up at the data. Yeah, I think you know it. Oh, many people know it. That's fantastic, Mamta ma'am. That's lovely. Personalized learning platforms. Yeah, this is something interesting and it is trending. For example, it's adaptive learning platforms like Khan Academy, Dreambox Learning. They adjust the content based on student performance. I would like to stop share the screen quickly and talk about it. I would like to talk about it. Teachers, did you know that there are some tools right now. Most commonly it is on assessments. When there is a question asked to a particular candidate, it could be in competitive exam itself. पहला question अगर किसी ने answer कर लिया, तो automatically the next question will become little tougher. Did you know that? अगर second question भी किसी ने answer कर लिया, the third question will become even more tougher. मगर third question अगर हम answer नहीं कर पाए, तो automatically the fourth question will become a little easier. The ability of the software to understand our cognitive development, to understand our understanding on the concept, it will modulate the question paper. This is called as adaptive learning. Adaptive learning ke bare mein, I would request you to please read about it little later. Most of the softwares today work towards adaptive learning, adaptive assessments. It is about modulating the content automatically based on somebody's capacity. So which are those platforms where I can find this? Right now, you can immediately find out on a free platform called as Khan Academy. I think you know that. Khan Academy is a very big LMS and many people use it. And the assessments of Khan Academy is on adaptive learning. There is another software or online platform where the quizzes happen based on toughness. And that is going to be on quizzes.com. I think you know quizzes.com. So quizzes.com mein once you launch the quiz, तो वहां पर एक option होता है make it adaptive learning. So the moment you enable it, automatically the quizzes platform will analyze the question, will understand which is the most tough question, and it will give the questions accordingly. In fact, these days the tools automatically make the question paper over there. अगर कोई teacher है on the other side thinking that sir actually question paper banana बहुत difficult task hai, then I'm going to tell you teachers, the AI platforms, the way they are going, I think you might not be in a position to make the question paper. AI will only generate the question paper, give it. Students are going to be in a position to answer it. Then it will be a very difficult task because even we have to answer it. They are awesome. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Khan Academy is a very renowned tool. I think you should know that. And then comes communication tools, platforms like Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom facilitate communication between teachers, students, and parents, enhancing transparency and collaboration in tracking progress. That's it. आज के सेशन में अगर आप चाहते हो कि मेरा टेक अवे क्या है, मैं क्या समझने वाला हूँ, this is exactly is what you're going to learn. But we are going to touch upon only one or two tools considering the time that we have. But the complete theoretical aspect of tracking falls under this particular stage. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's go to the first one, and here we go. And before going to the first one, I promised you to show one video, right? Look at the tracking that's happening in other countries right now. I would like to share my screen and play a video right now. And that is going to be about a very well-known country called as, it's basically our neighbor. I would like to share the screen in 3, 2, and 1. You should be able to see the screen right now, teachers. And here we go. Please watch this.
红色是表示你的专注力显示的很高。
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了，
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧 Good job!
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education. A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
为了就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题的。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai.
同学们早上好。
To see firsthand how AI tech is being used in the classroom. For this 5th grade class, the day begins with putting on a brainwave sensing gadget. Students then practice meditating.
现在想象我们眉心有一点柔和的光芒绽放。
The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead. These sensors pick up electrical signals sent by neurons in the brain. The neural data is then sent in real time to the teacher's computer. So while students are solving math problems, a teacher can quickly find out who's paying attention and who's not.
说明这段时间他是有点在那走神的。
A report is then generated that shows how well the class was paying attention. It even details each student's concentration level at 10-minute intervals. It's then sent to a chat group for parents.
就是他可以看到每个人的评分。
The reports are detailed, but whether these devices really work and what they exactly measure isn't as clear.
我们是很集中的。
对对。
We were curious if the headbands could actually measure concentration, so one of our reporters tried on the device.
但我没有感觉自己特别集中。
不是，它就是靠你的意念。
This is a new technology with still fairly little research behind it.
Theodore Zanto is a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco. He was surprised to learn that this tech, called electroencephalography, also known as EEG, is being used in the classroom on children. It's usually used by doctors in hospitals and labs.
EEG is very susceptible to artifacts. And so if you are itchy or just a little fidgety, or the EEG wasn't set up properly so that the electrodes didn't have a good contact, affects the signal.
Okay, I'm just pausing it over here. I don't want to go to the remaining part of the video. 1 second. I would like to stop share the screen for a moment. Great. So teachers, just imagine. Okay, great band. I think it is useful. Okay, I'll tell you something, Mr. Karan sir and other teachers. Great teaching method. Now, here in this case, just imagine. There is a staff meeting happening right now. The principal has called all the teachers right now to the session, and you were asked to wear a band like this. Okay, you just have a band right over here on the top, something like this, right over here. And whenever there is the green symbol over here, that means you're concentrating. But if the red is on, that means you're not concentrating. In that case, do you really think that you want to wear this inside the staff room or in a meeting? So this will actually measure the amount of concentration that the students are subjected to, and that will give an information to the teacher, and the teacher will immediately identify which is that boy or girl who's not concentrating. Some doctors claim that this is not an accurate measure, and some people really love this. So I can see that many people actually love this. I think there's going to be soon a company from China or India, and they import this band and install it in the schools. And if they install it, they should first install it and try with the teachers, us. If we are happy about it, let's go to the students. Well, this is amazing technology. It's like how much you're able to concentrate continuously. Well, it's happening. The point here, it's not about just how much you're concentrating. It's also about the constant information that the people are getting. Computers keep on generating information about Archana, Nandita, Soumya, and Yashika, and they're like, who's concentrating more and more? There's going to be heavy pressure on these people that you have to zabardasti concentrate, and it's going to really increase the stress levels to a large extent. This is one way of looking at it. The other way is that we don't have anything else right now, and something new has come. Why don't we try it? Let's understand if there is any positive aspect to it. So the point is, you like it or not, believe it or not, these technologies are inevitable. They are going to come to our schools, and the tracking is going to happen. The parents will get a signal. Without even parent teachers meeting, the teachers can say that आपका बच्चा ना क्लास में concentrate नहीं करता है, आप देखो ना उसका band progress क्या है, something like that. So this is with respect to one of the videos that I really want to, exactly, this will pressurize the students. Yeah, you're right, Shubham. Absolutely, sir. Karan sir, yeah, we have to take it positively, of course. This is from China. I would request you to please Google about it. We will go in little depth a little later. But now let us go back to our presentation, and I hope this opens. And 3, 2, and 1. Luckily, it is opened. So one of the platforms that a teacher can immediately use right now in order to conduct a simple assessment and keep a track of students is going to something be called as word wall. I think you're able to see the screen now. I hope, yes, you are. So in this case, you can see that there's this platform called as word wall. Have you used word wall before here in the past? I'm not sure if you have, but this particular platform, okay, can I go there? Does it link? Yeah, it's oh yes, that's amazing. During online classes. Okay, lovely, lovely. No, not yet. Okay, there's a mixed response out there. No problem, no problem. Archana ma'am, I'm also like you. I have just seen the video for the first time, like 6 months back, but did not really research deep on that. But yeah, so WordWall is a platform on which you can, create multiple. Okay, it's asking me to log in. I'll quickly sign in, teachers. In which you can, create some questions. There are ready-made templates out there, and it will start taking the answers from the student. And let me click on create your first activity. So you can do match the following, you can do quiz, you can do spin the wheel, speaking cards. Let's go with spin the wheel. I really like it. Some of them come at a certain cost, but most of them it's free of cost. So generally, whose turn is this? Okay, so let's have some people. I find Archana ma'am to be really active. Then we've got Shubham sir, and Yashika ma'am. Yeah, and there are many other people who are really active, but I'm just coming up with 3 people right now just to go forward. Oh, you're using live worksheets also. Fantastic. That live worksheet is also an interesting platform. I wanted to talk about that today. I'll show you. So the moment you click on spin the wheel over here, there is an animation, there is a sound. I think you're able to hear that. So the moment you click on spin it, so if you want to give any activity to anyone, after 3 word wall, they will charge. Correct. So after a certain, not 3 word wall, ma'am, you can use certain templates all the time free of cost. So it is Ashika right now. It's on you. If you play truth or dare, this is a very good example. Anyways, in the class, from education perspective, again, I click on resume, spin it, and this is how it works. So WordWall is a fantastic platform that you can begin with in order to get some sort of an assessment. Wait a minute. I think you should be able to see me in a few seconds. Yes, here we go. Now, apart from word wall, which is just to go with, an initial activity in the class to engage with the children using, anagram, then open the box, which is more like, so here in this case, anagram, yahan pe kona, it's basically mixed. You need to type A like this. Oh, capital A, Archana, right? A-R-C, something like that. H-A-N-A. That's it. +7. Then again, I go to the next name. So like this is Shubham. So the point is you can, they give us switch template option also. And eventually they will have something related to AI also. So word wall is one very good activity. Now, once you keep on doing it, you need to go to my result area. Now, this is what is the most important. As of now, I have not created any assignment, and I have done the login in another login ID, I guess. That's why you're not able to see it. So you'll be able to see all the assignments and how many people submitted it, which are the students who did not score really well. That data is accumulated over here. Just like the way you have nearpod.com or quizzes.com, which gives you proper data analysis on your results about a particular platform. This is another platform. Well, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this. I have another very interesting tool, and this is with respect to the blended learning process. Let us go to the next. Oh, you have already used it. Lovely, lovely. So this one that we're going to talk about is an inspiration from the buzzer technology. I think teachers, you would have experienced, you would have seen Kaun Banega Crorepati, right? Most of you would have watched it. There used to be a round over there talking about audience poll, or generally there is a question asked and you have to immediately press the buzzer. Now, this buzzer that you're pressing immediately is actually called as clickers. So those buzzers over there, which are there on the table, buzzing is basically the sound. But how do they actually buzz? Because you click on it. Now that particular device, which is present on the table everywhere, it is called as clickers. Can I make a clicker in the form of a paper? Now that is called as plickers. P-L-I-C-K-E-R. So clickers ka C hatakar paper clickers is called as plickers. Let's understand this. It's a very, very interesting activity. And this works purely in the form of QR codes. Shall we try that? Shall we try that? Please watch this. Yes, even WhatsApp has got. Anyone out there who has used plickers in the past? If yes, so your clickers and plickers. You're right. I can't deny that. So here we go. I would like to show you the flickers, and it's just taking a few seconds extra. Don't mistake me. And you'll be able to see that in. Great. Lovely. So 3, 2, and 1. I think you'll be able to see the screen now. See this. Okay. Now, you don't have to buy anything, teachers. We don't have to, spend any money on this. Nothing like this. This is how it would actually look like. No? Okay. Okay. So plickers over here, looks something like this. And in order to understand this, I'll tell you what exactly it is all about. But for that also, I'll play a small video, not much, approximately 2 to 3 minutes, wherein somebody's demonstrating it. Now, we could have demonstrated this during the online session right now, but considering the time and the coverage of the topics, I would like to keep it, video oriented. Let's go understand plickers. And for that, you go here, and I would like to show you a demonstration, sharing the Zoom screen once again. And here we go. Watch this. 3, 2, and 1.
One of the things that I do in my class as far as a review activity is a little activity called plickers. It's akin to students having their own.
Do not be worried about the accent. Do not be worried that you're not able to understand it's too hi-fi. No, it's not at all. You just look at the video. This is one of the best video to understand plickers. You'll get a very clear picture. Let's see this. Let's see this.
Little clicker where you project a question on the board and they can say A, B, C, or D. But it doesn't actually use any technology. The students don't have any technology in their hands. They have a little piece of paper. So these are what are known as the plickers. Each one is a little different kind of shape, and the idea is that if a student wants to say that the answer is A, they're going to hold it up like this with A on the top. If they think the answer is B, they're going to hold it like that, C, and so forth. And the good thing about this is students can't really see what the other people are holding up because these don't look like the actual letter, and so they're not actually just putting the letter up that they see everybody else putting up, so you get a little bit more accurate data. And you can assign these, this is number 1, you can assign these to students, so that way after you scan them you can see all the results that student number 1 had put, all the results that student number 2 had put, and student number 3. Plickers comes with an app, and you can actually, you don't have to put the questions in on the app, you can just do it on the computer, but then you can queue them up for your actual class. I like to start with a simple, fun question that students can answer. It says, what do you normally eat for breakfast? When I click on that, it will actually project the question up on the board. And so I can read it and I can tell the students, all right, go ahead and pick the one that you want. I tell the students to hold it up based on the answer that they have. And then when I'm ready to scan, I'll just come back to the app, I'll click the little camera button, and it can actually read all of their answers, even pretty far away. And seeing if it's right or wrong, this question doesn't have a right or wrong answer. Of course, souls is probably the correct answer for what you eat for breakfast. But since there's no right or wrong answer, it doesn't show up as green or red. If I click on stop, now I can actually see the data of who answered what. We've got a lot of soul eaters. And what's really cool is if I hit show graph, it'll actually show how many people answered each one of these questions, and everyone can actually see that. And then a lot of times I'll be like, okay, so we've got some people answered A, some people answered D. Who answered D? All right, how are souls in the morning?
Oh, they're delicious.
Delicious. All right. And so I can actually show the correct answer afterwards, but this one doesn't have a correct answer. I would just go to the next question on the queue, which I can do by just exiting that out of that one. And then we can say, okay, now let's actually do a math problem right here. On my phone, it'll show the correct answer, but up here, it won't show the correct answer. So even if you guys are unsure, you can go ahead and just take a guess. When I'm ready to scan, I can scan it. Move your fingers so that way it doesn't cover up. There we go. They don't actually have the names assigned to them. This is just the random ones from my class, and these are students that came in to help me during lunch. All right, and so I can hit stop, and then I can see all the different answers right here. And
Great. I think you would have got a certain idea about it, and let's quickly go back to the the platform to get a better understanding. So this particular thing is called as Plickers, and it is open source. You don't need to have anything except if you have a projector or a smart screen in the classroom, that's more than enough. And you of course need to have a mobile phone that has a camera. Now all we need to do is download this app called as Plickers on the mobile phone and access the website on the system. Both, the only catch is the website and the mobile phone, both should be logged in through the same mail ID. That's it. So wahan par bhi I should be using the same mail ID. On the mobile phone also, it'll be same mail ID. Oh, Rita ma'am, that's interesting. It's Oracle markers. You're right. I think it's there in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh area, if I'm not wrong. I've seen it in some teachers. And similarly, SCRT has also adopted it, many schools. NCRT also came up with one of the sessions on, okay, oh, nice here. Okay, fantastic. So many people actually started using it. And one very good part is the class is really excited to show the QR code. Unfortunately, I don't have the printout of it, but I'll show you. So basically, if you have a QR code like this, so that particular Plickr will have, I'll show you on the screen right now. See, this is how it looks like. Are you able to see the screen? Oh, not yet. And you should be able to see it in 3, 2, and record the whole session of Plickers. If you do it in the class, you would record it and upload it on your school website, wherever you can, जहां पर भी हो सकता है. तो आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पर ये उसका QR कोड है, और ये रहा B, और ये रहा C, ये रहा D, और ये रहा A. अगर मुझे मेरे टीचर को जब कोई सवाल पूछा जाता है स्क्रीन पे और मुझे ए आंसर देना हो, तो मुझे QR कोड को ऐसे रखना होगा जहां पर A ऊपर है. अभी जैसा पोजीशन है आप देख सकते हो. जो भी मुझे ऐसा QR कोड दिखाएगा तो वो कहेगा कि B is the right answer because B is on the top. So whenever you rotate it, it keeps on changing the alphabet. So QR code has got 4 sides, so you'll have 4 options and you'll be able to give the right answer. The interesting part is the tracking. So once that is done, you just scan like this. क्लास में फोन लेकर आओ, एक आराम से फोन को मूव करो, सारा आंसर स्कैन हो जाता है, and the children will be able to see what the teacher will be able to see what the children have marked. Now can you see the number over here? 1, I'll go down, 2, 3, and then you have 4. Now this is called as the roll numbers. So how do we know that कौन से बच्चे ने क्या जवाब दिया है? That is because of the roll numbers. So you have to enter the details of all these roll numbers before itself on before itself on the what do you call that, on the platform, basically plickers. Let me quickly show you. Coming to that, Harpreet ma'am, where will you get the plicker cards? Okay, so Victor sir, I'm trying to use both Hindi and English. Keep on messaging if I'm crossing the limit of Hindi and English anytime. Okay, it's quite unique, right? Let's go over here, and for that, okay, let's come back, and I would like to show you. So let's go to plickers. So the moment you get into plickers, right over here on Google itself, you'll get to see this option called as get plicker cards. आप यहाँ पर भी click कर सकते हो, या फिर plickers में जाने के बाद on the top right corner, you will get to see something called as help. Click on help, and there you can see get plicker cards. Now your plicker cards freely downloadable hai, and you can download it, take a printout of it and give it to the students, and they come in different sizes. There is something called a standard for a set of 40 cards. That means अगर आपके class में 40 students हैं, तो you download that. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपके class में more than 40 students are there, then download the expanded set. और बड़ा वाला कार्ड चाहिए तो large font, you've got multiple options. Click on one of these, you will get an idea how it actually looks like. See, I clicked on this, and this is page 32 pages. That means 32, matlab each page has got 2 QR code. You can just tear it off, and it will become 64, but I think last page mein sirf ek hi hoga. See, only one is there. That's why 63 cards, right? So this is with respect to the QR codes. I hope I was able to answer the question on where do you get the cards. ये रहा हमारा पहला point. Cards हमें मिलता है explore या फिर help के section पर. अभी वो होने के बाद, once you get into that, you have to come to the extreme left. Extreme left में यहाँ पे you have new set and your classes. तो सबसे पहले हमें create करना है new class. The moment you click on new class, चलो let's click and create a class called as Bharti Foundation, and Bharti Foundation के बच्चे आज, okay, all the 900 students are present, या फिर आप directly Google Classroom से भी इसे import किया जा सकता है. And once class is created, now you have to add the students. Here is the catch. If you have 40 students in the class, depending on the roll number, you need to start entering the name. So Archana is the first person. Second person is Azan, roll number 2. Roll number 3, Bhairav. Roll number 4, it could be C for किसी का नाम है C से Charan. I don't know, I'm forgetting. D for somebody called as Doll, or E for somebody called as Ishwar, or whatever it is. You could come up with all these names, or you should not come up. Basically, you should enter the students' names over here. Once you enter that, you need to click on next, and you can see that each card is assigned. So 1 is assigned to Archana, 2 is assigned to Azan, 3 is to Bhairav, 4 is to Charan. You need to make sure that the printout of the cards are given to those students respectively. So now you understood how to give the cards to the students. ये हो गया second step. अभी आते हैं हम last step, which is called as making the question paper. तो ये है भारती फाउंडेशन, and भारती फाउंडेशन के बच्चे हैं यहाँ पर. नहीं, यहाँ पर कहाँ गए? Bharti Foundation settings. Great. No problem. Let's go here, and you can see the students at the last. Once again, teachers, my system is little slow. Please don't mistake me. Correct. So now once your classes are created, students are added, you need to go to the new set. So basically new set एक ऐसा जगह है जहाँ पे you make your question paper. Now before making the question paper, or whenever you make the question paper, let me say whenever you make the question paper, वो आ जाता है आपके library में. So library में यहाँ पे मैंने already question paper set create किया था, पर उसमें untitled लिखा है. So let us click on new set, and this is the last step. Once I click on new set, and यहाँ पर हम आएंगे question के साथ, what is the capital city of say Maharashtra, and then there are options over here, and you can mark the right answer here itself. New Mumbai, okay, New Delhi, New Chennai, and New Kolkata. How about that? So once this is done, now you can go to the next question and you can rename it. It's about, the question is on general knowledge. I hope you're getting the grip on this. So once, like, let me create one more question. And this question's, who is the best in today's class? Now I would like to have, first is Yashika, second is Rita. Third is, say, we had Shubham. Fourth, if I have one and give the right answer to one of them, you're definitely going to get angry. So let's have all of the above. Smart, right? Okay, let's go here, and there's the right answer. So I've got two questions. Now, once this is done, teachers, you can basically come back to the place where the set is there, your library. So let's go there, library, and yahan pe general knowledge is there. Can you see this? Now, the moment you click on this, there is this button called as play button. That's it. So you have created the set also, step number 3. The moment you click on play button, which class are you going to play with? I'm going to play with Bharti Foundation. And the moment you put Bharti Foundation, teachers, here we are there in front of the system right now. The question is there and everybody is going to hold the QR code. I am going to scan it. How can I do the scanning? Let me show via my mobile phone. For that, I would like to show you the mobile phone. I'm switching on the camera for a few seconds. And here in this case, you might be able to see it up to a certain extent, but not completely. And I'm switching on another web camera. Okay, let me do this. Great. So now, just bear with me for just few seconds to have a poor quality of video. And I would like to show you Plickers. That's it. So, settings. Okay. Okay. So here in this case, okay, I am going to show you. I'm not sure if it will be visible. See this. Can you see this button over here? Yes. So this particular button which you're looking at, that is going to be the camera. So let me switch it on. So the moment I do the camera, so this is how the camera is. Now the camera can scan everyone in the classroom, just like the way the sir did over there. And the moment you scan everybody, you get the response and you will be able to see the tracking over here. So that's just like the way he was able to track on how many students gave the right answer, wrong answer, etc., etc. I hope you got an idea, teachers. Once I press stop button, it will complete the work and you can show the correct answers. For you to experience this in a detailed manner, like the way that happened in the session, I would request you to please do it by yourself. Try it once in the class or at home, and then I'm pretty sure you'll be very happy about it. Okay, got it? That's it. Let me quickly look at the chat and then go for the last tool of the day. And then if you try it right now with this, I think some of you are using your Zoom account and the camera is using that account right now. So in that case, I would request you to, do it little later. And let's go with the next tool. And now this is going to be very similar to what you are experiencing on a day-to-day basis, called as generative AI. But this generative AI that we are going to look today is called as Alena. Let me share my screen and show you. It's taking some time to load. Give me a moment. Okay, I hope you're able to see the screen. For this particular period, Loveleen ma'am, it's better if you can seek the permission from the principal or somebody whom you're reporting to, so that you get to use this particular platform. Plickers is something that we need to definitely try. Okay, yeah, coming to the last tool, but we also have one more brief tool called as Mind Map. We'll talk about it, but here we go. Now this particular tool called as Alena, it's going to be more like a generative AI tool. But what's really interesting about it is it already has a template. Now what do you mean by this? Let me give you a quick conceptual understanding. जब भी हम कोई भी चीज को बार बार करेंगे ना, तो हम उसमें एक्सपर्ट हो जाते हैं. जब भी, or whenever I keep on doing the same things again and again, And if I do something that I love again and again, I'm going to be good at that, right? So that's exactly what happens with artificial intelligence also. If AI can be given the same type of examples regularly, every time, the same thing, AI will become sharper and sharper. But unfortunately over here, whenever we do a search on AI is getting a very wide range of input. If say for example today, give me a moment. If somebody, Ramurthy sir, suppose if Ramurthy sir is coming up with an experience of today he wants to make a lesson plan, so he used ChatGPT. He wanted to find out what's happening with the latest movie releases. Nothing is happening. All the movies are getting delayed, postponed. What's happening about it? That also is asking in ChatGPT. Suddenly he remembers that he wanted to make, the to-do list for his home, and he wanted to have some tools. That also is searching on ChatGPT. So here in this case, when you're coming up with multiple input to AI, the AI is going to get its knowledge enhanced on all the areas, but it is going to take a long time. So scientists or the coders, the programmers understood that, and they started making templates. So here in this case, suppose if I click on say 5E model lesson plan, the moment I click on that, it is going to be everything related to only lesson plans. So under this, you cannot ask questions like what is happening between Virat Kohli and Anushka. No, you should not ask that question. Even if you try to ask the chat GPT over here, see, look at the word that I'm using. The chat GPT over here or the GPT over here will not give you good answer, because this particular AI is an expert only in lesson plans. That also 5E. So you are going to give the question and give me a 5E model 1 hour lesson plan on the chapter of light for grade 8 in India. How about that? Now let us see what it happens. So here in this case, see, this is what is the best part of Elena. It will not directly give. Would you like to provide any specific learning objectives for this lesson? So here the ChatGPT is trying to converse with you. It's not giving you a ready-made solution. It is triggering you to be more specific. Then you can say that the learning objective should be that the students are well versed with the concepts of refraction and dispersion of light. And the moment I do this, now perfect. Let's create a 5 model lesson plan. Now it will create a lesson plan. Now you will be surprised, teachers, in order to get this lesson plan at this level of expertise, for you to do it on ChatGPT or Copilot, it is going to take at least 10 to 15 prompt. Prompt means anything that you're putting over there on the chat. अगर same level के expertise के साथ अगर chat GPT को जवाब देना हो, तो कम से कम आपको 15 से लेके 20 बार आपको कॉन्वर्सेशन जारी रखना होगा विद चैट जीपीटी. पर अलेना ने वो काम हमारे लिए, बेसिकली एजुकेटर्स के लिए थोड़ा आसान कर दिया है, जहां पर just by clicking at lesson plans you will get to see this. I think you're understanding. अगर आपको question paper बनाना हो, तो there is something called as assessment measures, academic content, everything you have it. What's really interesting is it has got the slides generator also, but it comes at a certain cost. So आप अपना PPT भी बना सकते हैं यहाँ पे अगर बनाना है तो. And curriculum creator is also another interesting thing, which will make your unit planner, quiz generator, rubric generator, whatnot. So I would request you to explore Alena. And once you complete it after a few days, see, you can see this free trial for Pro, 14 days until you downgrade to free plan. Don't worry, हमें Pro की अभी जरूरत नहीं है. Free plan में भी काम चल जाएगा. It is more than sufficient for us to work right now. Then if you have money, you buy it if you want. Otherwise, you can completely leave it. So I hope you're able to understand Alena as well. Now, Alena is very important for another reason, that it also gives you a very good tool to modulate the content based on the grade. Let us not discuss that right now. We'll talk about that little later, probably in some other session. If time permits, I would request you to please try that little later. Now comes the last tool and one of my favorites, called as mind maps. Now mind maps एक ऐसा चीज है, I think जब भी हम जब भी हम कोई भी चीज सोचते हैं, अरे forget about education, consider the real life. सुबह उठते ही हमने सोचा होगा कि आज हमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल पे करना है, और मोस्ट ऑफ दी चीजें जो घर वाली होती है वो ना पता नहीं somehow आपको नहाते समय याद आता है. Only when you take bath and when you're present inside the bathroom, you remember everything. Unfortunately, the moment you come out of that bathroom, you forget everything. I would, be very strong on that, because many people have told, yes, it happens. In fact, there is a scientific reason for that. We'll talk about that probably in some other session. But the point here is this aspect of too many thought process and we forgetting it. One nice tool that can really make us remember things is creating mind maps. So you should have a picture in your brain about only two things that you can remember. And because you remember the two things, you'll be able to remember the four things that are associated with those two things. That is why people come up with acronyms and all. वो कहते हैं ना 4C. Can somebody tell me what do you mean by 4C? Anyone? 4C? 4C, 4C? Anyone 4C? No one? I'll tell you. 4C. Anikumar, you're right. Creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, communication. If you wanted to remember these four words separately, you can't. But you came up with an acronym called as 4C, and that has a mind map of 4 strands, and you remember. That is exactly what I'm trying to talk over here. This particular tool is called as Wondershare. Wondershare eDraw. I'll repeat it. Wondershare eDraw. 1 second. Wondershare eDraw. I hope it is here. Great. I think you're able to see that on the screen as well. Oh, you've used it. Oh, very good. Very good. Many people have used it. Critical thinking. Okay. AI generates mind maps with one click. Here we go. If you've used it, this is great. Great. 4C ke aage. Now we are into Wondershare eDraw. Now Wondershare eDraw has got this amazing technique. So you don't really have to create the mind map. It will create the mind map for you. Let's go and try this. And for that, I would like to go to Wondershare and let's click on say new right map. Okay. And you have got the main idea. Now I type the main idea is I would like to learn about light, because I used the example light in the previous example. Light, reflection, and refraction. Okay. Now see this. The moment you want to create a like mind map, you can automatically do whatever you want. But after clicking over here, you can click on generate, or else right click and AI generated content. The moment you click on it, there is something called as intelligent expansion. Now, the moment you click on intelligent expansion, you'll be surprised that eDraw AI is thinking and it is generating the mind map. See this? So basically, this is the first level of mind map. So it is coming up with different colors and more like, explanation of the whole topic. You can click on one of them, phenomenon of total internal reflection. Again, click on generate intelligent expansion. Okay, your eDraw AI service is used up. Basically, I need to change my email ID. Then again, I have to use it again. So this particular website, Wondershare eDraw, basically works for 7 days. And I've been using it like anything in the last 7 days. That's why. So at least in the initial stage, if you're there where you are in the position to plan something, when I try here, let it. Okay, 1 second. One click mind map. Does it work? No, my quota is over. I think before coming to the session, I should have checked my quota, but that's with respect to Wondershare eDraw. So Wondershare eDraw is a fantastic platform. Use the tools by having multiple email IDs. I never suggest this like this, but this particular tool of mind map is amazing. Some people can even afford it, to that extent. But the point is, while creating a lesson plan, if the mind map could be done, this is one of the best tools. There is another famous tool called as MindMeister, MindMeister, something like that. You can Google about it. And this whole recording of the session will be available on the teacher app. So don't worry. All the links will also be given to you because the Bharati Foundation is already making the links of it. And you will get to see further exploration little later. So that's pretty much about the data collection mechanism. Ke liye certain tools. We understood that on Word Wall, you'll be able to see the report of the number of activities that you have done and consistently, which is that student who has always scored the highest mark. Second, we saw the Plickers. Plickers was quite interesting because it was able to get the data and show the graph on real-time basis on the screen as well as on the mobile phone. We also got to understand, what is the tool called as, let me just see that and pronounce it properly. So it's Alena. Okay. I know somehow I feel like it to be a tongue twister. पता नहीं, but हाँ, Alena, जहाँ पर you have got the chat GPT, which is more like a ready-made lesson plan, assessment generated and everything. Finally, we got to touch a little bit about the mind mapping tool, Wondershare eDraw. We also got to understand that the data tracking is happening through the band that we were talking about, and it corresponds to a company. And we saw a news channel called as WSG, so you can explore about that as well. Overall, we would have understood that end of the day, you like it or not, you believe it or not, somehow without your permission itself, the data will be collected regularly. More and more data gets collected, better and better the report gets. So data collection, data analysis, tracking, it's going to take some time, but it will definitely happen. I would like to conclude with one small last point, and that is going to be something related to our search. Most of the time, whenever a teacher is searching something online, let's assume that Nandita ma'am is searching to buy that suit or sari or lehenga on Mintra, and she's just thinking about it, and she spoke to her friend called as, say, Suvarna. So she's talking to Suvarna, and you'll be surprised, both Nandita and Suvarna are getting that advertisement. That's because at the back end, the things are getting tracked. Now, this will also happen even if you think about it. Let's assume, Shurbi ma'am is just thinking about buying the diamond necklace that she saw in the advertisement. She did not search about it. She just thought about it. You'll be surprised. The next day, Surbi will get an advertisement related to that particular diamond. Now, it is your job to find out how that advertisement has come. Please do not think that I was thinking about the diamond and आज मुझे advertisement आ गया, probably God is wanting me to buy that diamond. No, don't think like that, teachers. You're going to really feel bad, especially your spouse or whoever is going to sponsor that, going to feel bad about it. But the point is that also works with something called as cluster machine learning algorithm. We'll talk about that later in some other session. But as of now, these are some of the tracking areas. So that's it from my side, teachers. Great interacting with one and all, and thank you for all the vibrant messages that are coming over there. I'm not really sure if I was able to address all the questions, but if there are any questions right now, Devashri ma'am, on to you, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a very, very interesting session. And I think the idea about doing the summer fair, especially on AI and technology, was to kind of, empower our teachers and let them know that technology is not there to, kind of enslave them, but also them to make use of technology in the best possible way. I
Right.
understand that teachers in last few couple of sessions have said that maybe the rural India is far behind using it, but I'm sure very slowly, because data like mobile network is reaching everywhere. The children are actually progressing like that. So it's very important that the classroom that they go to, उसमें भी ये सारी चीजें कहीं ना कहीं होनी चाहिए, so that we do justice to them and वो कहीं ना कहीं पीछे ना रह जाए. So this was actually our objective, why we wanted to do this festival. And it was really interesting to see that जितने भी tools use किए गए, a lot of teachers have already kind of had an hands-on experience already about these tools, and they were actually sharing their experience. And it's really nice that through this festival, we have actually created a community of teachers. Few of them who have already kind of, used so many technologies, and few of them are there to use. So I'm sure this community is going to support each other. And by end of it, I will just quickly take a few questions. If there is anything related to the course, regarding the certification and everything, I will come to you, come to all the participants later. But somebody has just asked that how expensive is Alina paid version? So this is for you, sir.
Oh, it's okay. You are able to hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so Alana paid version will be approximately 100 rupees. I think it's around 800 to 900 rupees per month. And if you have to take it for the complete school, and they come up with even more reduced price. So approximately 800 rupees, 800 to 900 rupees per month is what you might have to pay. But you don't go, I mean, you don't have to go with Alana premium version. The free version will also have almost 70-80% of the options, and whatever remaining are there, we can use Copilot or ChatGPT to solve that issue. So it will be my recommendation, at least with Alena, not to purchase. But the Wondershare eDraw Mind, that is worth purchasing. Yeah.
Okay, so another teacher has asked us,
Please, ma'am.
sorry, let me just, Nunomics. Shushmita Basnet ma'am has asked us, what is mnemonics, if I'm spelling it right? Yes,
Mnemonics.
if you
Okay.
want to just elaborate on that.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
There's no
What?
question, there's just mnemonics and a question mark.
Okay,
If it's
okay.
not clear, then probably we will skip this. Shushmita ma'am will request you to kindly, you know, uh, explain the question. Also,
Okay.
Mohit Watt sir has actually asked, would you please differentiate the teacher and the educator role? Okay, so it is for the teacher app.
Okay.
Uh, I will take that later.
Okay.
Yes, I don't think there are any other questions. If I missed any question on the chat, uh, I'm not sure, but then we could cover. Yeah, so Victor sir has asked in the chat section, some of the private management never comes forward to use AI tools in their school. How can the teacher make it possible without the support of the management? Your take on this, Vasudevan sir?
Okay. Okay, I'll tell that. So teachers, first of all, when we talk about any technological advancement, the moment there is an abrupt change, for example, yahan par, if a lesson plan was supposed to be created by a teacher, and if this task is given by the HOD to the teacher, the purpose is not to make you work for long hours and create huge lesson plans to trouble. So that, that task is giving an opportunity for the teachers to open the book, even if they know the content, but you still open the book, revise it once more, and then go through the content and, make the lesson plan. But the moment ChatGPT came into picture, the moment the same task was given again, most of the teachers were able to make very good lesson plans looking at ChatGPT itself. So the whole purpose of giving the task of lesson plan making by the management or the HODs or the principal got lost in that particular process. So if you are, as a teacher, multiple teachers, able to establish the fact that no, ma'am, even if I'm using the AI tools out there, I'm still able to prepare and come up with better content. If you're able to convince your management, then nothing better than that. You can go ahead and tell the management and you can start using it. And I'm pretty sure most of the management out there are waiting to hear something like that. It's the ignorance and it's the reduced information. I would not say incomplete, reduced information, because of which we jump to conclusion. This is not only applicable for the management, it is even applicable for the teachers. You don't actually allow the students to use ChatGPT to complete their assignments. Why? Because the purpose of giving the assignment is for the children to go through so that they reinforce their concept. It's very similar to that. Now, how do you address that with the students? Think about it. Based on that, probably that could be addressed with the management. I hope I was diplomatic enough over here. Yeah.
Yeah, surely. And teachers have already started using Alina and they have started getting a response that they can come back on Monday. So keep trying, teachers. Keep trying all the tools. Like I mentioned, that जितने भी tools अभी तक हमने इन 5 दिन में बताए गए हैं, we have made a handout that will be available from Monday onwards. On the same Summer Fest tab, आपको courses दिखेंगे, आपको ये handout का एक ये डॉक्यूमेंट हैंडआउट का भी अवेलेबल होगा. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू हाउ कैन यू एक्सेस द सर्टिफिकेट. सो ये जो 5 दिन के कोर्सेज हैं वो रिकॉर्डिंग के तौर पे समर फेस्ट के टैब पे ही अवेलेबल किए गए हैं कोर्सेज के सेक्शन में. तो जो आप तीसरा सेक्शन देखेंगे वो कोर्सेज का है. आप कोर्सेज को समर फेस्ट टैब में जब क्लिक करेंगे तो आपके सामने आज तक मतलब कल तक के सारे सेशंस अवेलेबल होंगे। ये आज का सेशन भी 24 आवर्स में हम अपलोड कर देंगे। सो यू कैन एक्सेस दोज कोर्सेज, जिन्होंने मिस किया है दे कैन ऑल्सो गेट बैक टू ऑल द कोर्सेज। उसके बाद एक असेसमेंट है, एक छोटा सा क्विज है, आप वो क्विज अटेम्प्ट करेंगे जो इन 4 सेशंस पे ही 5 सेशन पे ही बेस किया गया है। एंड वंस यू अटेम्प्ट दैट you will a certificate will be generated. Please take time, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि वीकेंड की वजह से थोड़ा डिले हो। आप अटेम्प्ट करने के बाद हमारे पास वो इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाती है। कुछ लोगों का हो सकता है सर्टिफिकेट आज या कल में जनरेट हो जाएगा, कुछ मंडे होगा, बिकॉज वर्क करती है। तो उसकी वजह से आई विल जस्ट रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू follow all the sessions, courses में, take the assessment, and then you can, and then certificates will be generated to you. In case अगर आपका वहाँ certificate generate नहीं हुआ है, say it has taken more than 48 hours, आप अपने प्रोफाइल में भी जा सकते हैं और प्रोफाइल में आप देखोगे कि लास्ट में माय सर्टिफिकेट्स का एक टैब है। यू कैन जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दैट और वहां पर आपको माय पेंडिंग सर्टिफिकेट्स दिखेगा। बहुत बार सिस्टम नाम नहीं पहचान पाती है यूजर का, तो वो आपसे पूछेगा कि आपको किसके नाम पे सर्टिफिकेट जनरेट करना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल से आपने लिखा ABCDE, तो वो सर्टिफिकेट फिर आपका जनरेट कर देगा। So I will just request all of you over the weekend थोड़ा समय लेकर आप ये सेशंस अटेंड कर सकते हैं, असेसमेंट ले सकते हैं, एंड जिनका सर्टिफिकेट जनरेट हो जाता है वेल एंड गुड, इफ नॉट आपका नेक्स्ट वीक के अंदर सर्टिफिकेट जनरेट हो जाएगा। आई होप दिस हेल्प्स एंड प्लीज डू यूज द हैंडआउट्स। अगर आपको कोई भी ऐसा हैंडआउट, कोई भी टूल है जो आप अपने क्लासरूम में या अपने समर वेकेशन में ट्राई करना चाहते हैं। With this, we'll come to the end of this Summer Fest. It was loving having you all, and very thankful to all our speakers who had actually kind of enlightened all of us. And we were feeling, I was genuinely feeling very, very, feeling the FOMO, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि हमारे टाइम पे इतने इंटरेस्टिंग टूल्स क्यों नहीं थे जो अब हम बच्चों को दे सकते हैं। बिकॉज आई थिंक आजकल के बच्चे टेक्नोलॉजी के एरिया में, अरीना में बॉर्न हुए हैं, एंड इवन द एजुकेशन शुड ऑफर देम द सेम। So I will just request you to kindly take the feedback, and thank you so much for joining, and happy weekend to all of you. Thank you so much. We'll just end the poll here, and just stay updated. हमारे next session के बारे में हम आपको जरूर बताएंगे. So please keep following the teacher app. Thank you.